So Adobe costs like 600 bucks a year, which is kind of crazy, right? And the thing is, I found a free Photoshop replacement and I'm gonna try recreating one of my thumbnails in it. So right now, let's see if it actually works. And now this is the thumbnail which I will try to recreate. It has this massive Windows logo, then it has this text and then other icons here on the side of the Windows logo, and then also this background with a slight gradient. So now let's go here to web browser and let's search for Krita, which is a free Photoshop replacement. And let's click here on their website. Krita is a professional, free and open source painting program. It is made by artists that want to see affordable art, tools for everyone. You can see that it's available for Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. That's pretty cool. Let's click on download and Windows installer. Now I will click here on the setup file. Let's click yes on here. Unpacking data, 88%. Choose the language to be used for the setup process. English, okay. Welcome to Krita. I accept the terms of the license agreement. Destination folder, next. Shell integration, next. I agree. Next, create a desktop icon. Let's click on next. Finally completed. So next, finish. You can see that Krita has this really cool icon. It has this rainbow colored circle and then this paintbrush. So overall, really cool looking. So now if I double left click on it, let's see how the interface looks like. 25 years of Krita loading resources, artwork by Tyson 10. So this is Krita. It does look slightly familiar to Photoshop. On the left side, we have start new image, open image, and the community. So let's click on new image here and I will have to select here width and the height of the image. So if I go here to the file explorer desktop folder, we can click here on properties on this thumbnail image. Let's go to the details and here we have dimensions. So 1280 by 720. So if I go back here to Krita, we can put here to the width to 1280 by 720. And then for the resolution is 300. So now let's click on create. And now let's also maximize the window. And wow, it does look very similar to the Photoshop. So we have all the tools right here on the left. So I guess this is the pointer tool, text tool, and we have the curve tool, rectangle, circle, move tool, gradient. So very similar to Photoshop. And then on the right, we have the layers and also the brush presets. Now let's try to resize the window. So if I go here to the bottom right corner, we can make it slightly smaller. And if I go here to the paint layer, we can, for example, try to write something like this. Whoa, it's looking pretty cool. And then we can also draw a smiley. So really cool shapes and the brushes are implemented here inside Krita. Now, enough talking, let's start to here implement this thumbnail. So I will try to right now replicate it inside Krita. So if I, for example, here drag it inside Krita, we have a few options. Let's click here, insert as new layer, like this, and this will be our template pretty much. Now here I will have to pretty much download a few of the assets like this Windows 11 logo and the others logos like Microsoft Copilot and the Edge. So right now I will go here to Google and pretty much download every single one of them. So now I have all of the logos. As you can see here, we have Microsoft 365 Copilot logo, Bing logo, Edge, and the others. So let's try to right now import the Windows logo first. If I try to create a layer, so here we have the layers. And if I click on plus, we have here, for example, another layer, just like this paint layer. And if I go here on top, I will go here and select Windows logo. So this one, and let's place it like this, insert as new layer, and then click on OK. Now I think just that it's a bit too big for this. So let's try to resize it. So you can see how big is the logo. And now let's just resize it slightly so it will fit the image like this. And now if I go more closer, we can match here the corners of the original image. So like this. And I think it does look pretty cool. So if I right now disable here, we have still here this logo. But now let's also add this background because the Windows logo, we can pretty much cannot see it. So if I go here, we can go here to the background. Let's unlock this one and I will delete this paint layer because you can see, of course, that it's quite distracting. So if I click on this trash icon, it will remove the painting. If I go here to the background, we can also try to replicate this gradient. So this slight gradient, it goes from black to this dark blue. If I try to, for example, right click on this, we can go, let's go to the properties. We have background name, blending mode normal. No, not this. Maybe layer style. And this is what I was looking for. And down below we have gradient overlay. So if I just disable this preview, we have right now the gradient. If I go back to the layer style, we can go to the gradient overlay and we will have to modify the opacity to 100. And then the style, we don't want linear here. So it goes from black to white. We want more something like radial. So it's in the circle. So something like this. And now if I go to the gradient here, we can go here on all and we can click on add. If I go here, we can click on dark color, for example, this, and let's click on OK. And then I will add this one as well. So we have both of the dark colors. And now I think it should change. So right now it's fully dark, but we can also change this to slightly blue. So if I go here, let's click on this black color. Let's go to edit. And then here I will change this left one to something completely different. Let's try red color. So now we can see what it looks like, but we want slightly darker tone of blue. So if we go to edit, now I can go here, select the red color. Let's go to the blue here. And then let's go back here down below, something like this. Let's click on OK. OK once again. And now we have something similar here to the thumbnail image. So if I enable the thumbnail image, I think it does look quite similar. Now we can also add here drop shadow to this element. So we can go straight here to the Windows logo. Let's right click here, layer style. And then we have here drop shadow. Let's click on the drop shadow, increase the opacity to 100, size, we can increase this to, let's say 162. And then let's also distance, I will put it here to, let's say 50, and spread, let's put to 20. So something like this. And it already does look pretty cool here. So we will have to still add a few more things like the logos right here and the text. So right now let's try to add text here down below. So I know that the text tool is right here. So it says T text tool. Now we can try to add it. So if I click here, nothing happens. What about if I drag? Yeah, so here we have the text tool. So now here I will try to create another layer. And then here I will try to drag this text. So just like this. And then here I will type in bloat gone instead of this placeholder text. And then here I have Segoe UI for the font. Let's change this to something else. For example, we can go with Cascadia Mono. So let's do this one. And then here I will select bold. And then here we have the size as well. So let's try to put it here to 48 or maybe even 36 like this. Let's click on save. This is about to be right size. So something like this. And now we can also here try to change the color. If I click here on edit text, I can, for example, select here gun. And then here I will select this green color and then click on save and then close. And now we have here this in green color. One thing left to do is to change here the stroke. And then here down below we have this stroke options and the thickness is currently set to 0.03. If we can change this to 2, for example, now it does look much better. We can also go here to right click on this and go to layer style. And here I will add this drop shadow. So here is the drop shadow. Let's increase the opacity. We have the distance here, which is a bit too much. Let's put it here to 4 pixels, for example. And then here we have the spread and the size. So something like this, I think it does look pretty cool. And if I click on OK here and disable the thumbnail, now you can see that it does look much better than before. Now let's also try here to add those icons here on this placeholder. So I will have to create a rectangle. So if I go, for example, here to the rectangle tool, we can go here. And then if I first of all create another layer, for example, we can go vector layer. And then if I drag it like this, now it's in white. And then if I go to tool options, we have here fill and outline. So now I will put here pattern not filled, no outline, but we have here the width, the height, the roundness. So we can also try to round it here by, let's say, 20 pixels like this. And we can draw here a circle, but I don't know why we can't draw a rectangle. Oh, it's now working. So that's good. We can also change here the pattern to not filled. So maybe we can do something like this. Now this is not working. Now if I do this, it's white. And then if I go with background color, so we will have to have this selected to background color. And then here, if I put another rectangle like this, we can try to move it. The tool only works on vector layers. I will put this paint layer behind here windows and then move it behind it like this. Okay, so now we have this layer of this rectangle, but I don't see a way here to transform it or change the position. So maybe we have here some tools which will allow me to do this. So maybe we have this one, and this one. Oh, so what does this one do? So we can, for example, oh, this one resize it, yeah. And then if I do this, and it also rotates this one. So yeah, this one should work. So if I put it something like this, then, for example, move it here. It's working super well. And then we can just duplicate this layer. Where's this option? Duplicate layer or mask. And then if I go back to this tool and have other tools selected, we can just move it. And if I just do something like this and make it slightly bigger, put it like this, rotate it as well. So now it does look pretty cool. Let's also duplicate it once again. Let's go back to this move layer and move it down below, resize it slightly, and also rotate it. I mean, it does not have to be perfect. Now, it does already look pretty cool. And now if I go here and disable this thumbnail image, you can see how it already looks kind of good. Now we will just have to duplicate all of these layers here to put them here on the right side as well. So we have all these placeholders for our icons, then we have the text and also the Windows logo. So now if I go here, let's right now put the logos to this image editor. So for example, let's put this Bing. I'll click here on insert as new layer. Okay, now we can see that it's a bit too big. So let's try to resize it slightly. Now it's looking all deformed. So now it does look pretty cool. Now let's continue here with the OneDrive logo, which is right here. Insert it and insert as a new layer. And now I will pretty much repeat the process for every single one of the icons here. So let's just select this tool, then drag it right here, resize it slightly, and then also rotate it like this and put it somewhere here, and then make sure that we have this layer below the Windows logo. So like this. Now for this Xbox logo, I will also have to change the color of it. So let's right click here. Let's go to the layer style. And then here we have this option color overlay. And I will select here the opacity to 100 and let's click on OK. So now I'm finally done. We have pretty much everything here. So we have every single logo here on the side. We have the Windows logo with the drop shadow. And then we also have this text, bloat gone, and the gradient background. Now let's compare this to the original. So this is the original and this is the one created in Krita. Now, I think that it looks pretty cool. Of course, it takes some time to get adjusted to every single option here on the left and then also on the right. although the interface is very similar to Photoshop or even Affinity Photo. And now let's try to export this final image. So let's go to File. We have here Export Advanced. I will call it here Thumbnail 2, and I will change the save type as the PNG image like this, and then remove one dot, save. Large file size, small file size. I will go with lossless, so 1. And then we have embed as RGB profile. I will click store metadata, and then let's click on OK. Now, if I go here, we can go to the downloads folder, and then here we have our new thumbnail. So this is the first one. This was the reference. So let me show you. This was the reference, and this is pretty much the one we created here in Krita. Now, I think that Krita is actually a viable alternative to Photoshop. It does work very similar. The interface is also very, very similar. And if you don't want to pay for Photoshop, you can easily switch to Krita if you want to. It's open source and it works on every single platform. Now, I know that there's also Affinity and GIMP, but Krita is also quite good open source image editing program. Now, if you want to try it out, I will leave a link for it in the video description down below. And if you enjoyed this video, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all around in the next one.